Hello, welcome, and namaste. Today I will show you my favorite AI coding tool, V0 by Versal. V0 is one of the easiest, most user friendly, and reliable tool. It is my favorite and I highly recommend it. Let me show how it works. When you open V0, you will see this familiar box where you can type your prompt. There are multiple ways for you to start. You can start with a screenshot, Figma, and create different type of projects. Very first time you will have to sign up. I use GitHub to sign up so that my GitHub repository is already connected. There are different pricing models that V0 support. I have a premium subscription and I have been using it since last October. There are various limits of how much you could use with different type of plan. But as I said, I have been using it since October of last year and never faced a problem with my token limit or anything else. So I will close this and go to my regular window so that I can show how my account look like. These are various projects that I have created in past and we will go over some of them. But first, let's start with building a new application. So for this example, we are building a portfolio website for Akash Kundu. He worked for me as an intern, and he's the reason we are doing this video series because he kept calling me every morning to ask me about the progress. So I have purchased a domain for him, akashkundu.com. When I saw this was available, I bought it as a gift. So we will create a portfolio website for him. So he and I discussed some of the information that we can put on this portfolio website. Now he's at the first year engineering student, so he doesn't have many project or work experience. We have to be very creative about what this website will show. So based on the information, I want to create a personal website for Akash, who is the first year engineering student and looking for internship opportunity in a startup company. This line is important because you have to know who you're targeting, and based on that, the website will be built. There are a couple of things that I did after this. Can you help me enhance AI coding tool? I shared the prompt with Claude and it will give me a much enhanced version of this prompt. Claude enhanced this prompt really well, but I felt like this is too much. For Akash, I was looking for something very specific. So instead of using that enhanced prompt, I didn't want to build an entire portfolio because he doesn't have that many projects. We can work on that later. This website will primarily serve as a space to showcase his social link and more. So I'm thinking about this website more like a link tree where you will have in all the hyperlinks and all, but slightly fancier. And then it will be good to have a blog which he can easily manage and share his learning and journey. One other thing that I have added that I want to use Next.js, all these latest technology that he can then use and learn and enhance and will be able to show in his interview that he used these technology to build his website. Another reason for this is Next.js typically very good with search engine optimization. So I spent some time creating this prompt. Now I will take this prompt to V0 and ask it to create this website. I also copied his image from his GitHub page. And now I will press the button to start the processing. So it is reading my instruction. It's also grabbing information from all the sources that we have shared with it. And based on it, will create a website for us. So V0 has finished building the website. You can see a summary of everything that it has done. You can go through different section of the page. This looks really good. Let's see how the blog is working. This is great. I don't see a search button here. So what we will do to demonstrate how you will request changes here. I would like to add a search button on the blog page. So I just requested a change. Let's see. While it is working on the page, we can see how the code look like. You never have to go in the backend to see any of these codes, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse of how does it look like. Now we go back to the blog page and there is a search button. So if let's say I'm going to search for reflections and it is searching for it. Now there are many things that I could do here. I will I can go back and check how the implementation is, how will I edit all these pages and all, but to keep it simple, let's move further, explore other options. So now I can keep iterating on the process. I can ask for additional information like add a category, add a tag, or change some of the thing on the home page. This is a very simple project, but I will show you some of the project that I have built. Now here, let's explore some of the other option. We already seen code, where you can see how different pages look like. Here's something that's really interesting. So you had an idea, you implemented this idea, now it's all look good, right? But what you could do is you can ask AI for a feedback or some enhancement suggestions. This look great. Do you have any recommendation on what else to add? Please share your thoughts. And then similarly, if you have an idea, you can share that idea and then ask, what do you think about it? How should we implement it? So contact hire me page, project showcase. It understand that Akash does not have a project right now. So it's trying to give idea that he can implement in the future, skill learning process, medium, recommendations, blogs. So just by asking, you are getting a lot of new feature that you can implement here. If you don't like this color, if you want a different font, you can ask for it and it will make the change for you. At any point, you can ask for enhancements. You can share a screenshot to implement a different type of a style, different type of page. Even on the blog page, if you don't like this style, you can ask for that change. We are using this default model, but you can switch to a larger model. If the functionality that you're building is more complicated, you can enable that. Otherwise, you can keep it to medium. Let's go to, there is an option for sharing with others. If you share this URL, other people will not able to see it. But if you make it unlist and share this URL, the only people who have the hyperlink will be able to see. And then if you make it public, then it will be accessible in their directory, I believe on their homepage and things like that. You can also add it to your GitHub repository. So first time when you create your account, you will be given an opportunity to connect your GitHub repository. You can, once you connect that, you can type your name, get the repository name, and then create a repository. So what it will do when you make changes, it will automatically check in those changes to your GitHub repository, which has multiple benefits. Benefit number one, your code is in your GitHub repository. Benefit number two, now you can open that GitHub repository in Visual Studio Code or Cursor or some of the other tool and then make changes there. I do that often, and I will show you that in a few minutes. You can also download this entire code on your computer. So now you can use that copy, edit, and if you want to repurpose at some places, so you can do all that. Another thing that you will be able to do is create a fork of this application. So sometime when I try to make a very drastic change, I make a fork and then I make those change. If something go wrong, I can go back to the previous copy. So that works really well. And I will show you. So I am making a fork here. So now this, let's say this is my V2. And then I also have a previous copy of this, which I can now name V1. So I have two copies. I can go to V2. And one of the things that I always do in this case is to go through this project. understand what it does and how, and then explain it to me. So by saying this, you're making it to go through your code, understand it, and it helps the AI to create a context for your project. So we have covered these pieces. Then there is setting page. You can add your environment variable. You can also do integration. So when you are using a Supabase database or some of the other application, you will be able to come here and integrate those application with your application. Last thing that we will cover here is your ability to publish it to production. So V0 is part of a company called Versal. Versal is a hosting company. So now when you're able to create an application and deploy it to that hosting directly from the same interface. Traditionally, you will create an application, and after that you will buy a hosting, then you configure that hosting, and then you will deploy your files there. So it was a multi-step process, and now it is all done for you. And just by clicking this, your website is already available for other people to see. Now there are a couple of other things that you could do. You can go and change your name. So Akash-Kundu. So now the URL is this, right? So that's step number one. I have purchased a domain for Kundu. I found that akashkundu.com was available. He wanted to wait for some time when he will have enough money, but I have purchased akashkundu.com for him as a gift. So we will use this domain. And for that, what we will have to do is to go directly to versal.com. And then when you go there, you will see multiple pages, multiple projects, and you will select the one that we are currently building. Now, this is the only time where you will have to go to this complicated page. So please do not scare. Then you click domains. This is the domain that we just added. This is the original domain, which was there. And then what you will do is to your domain here. So you will add the domain. It will ask whether you want to redirect akashkundu.com to www.akashkundu.com. You will say yes, keep all the default setting and click save. What will happen, it will give you a DNS entry to add. Again, this is one-time setting. If you do not understand this, ask a friend to help you. But all you have to do is to add that domain. It will give you this information, right? And I will guide you step by step. So there are three things: CNAME, name, and value. So you copy this value. Okay. My domain is hosted at Namecheap. So I will go select that domain. Then I will go to advanced DNS. Most of the domain hosting company has a DNS manager tab. Here it says advanced DNS. Some will say DNS manager. There could be different entries here, but all you have to do is to click add, right? I'm going to do it again. Click add a record under DNS entry tab, select CNAME, type www, and then copy what you had there. Again, we write www because it was there. We selected CNAME because it was there, and then we copied this information. So CNAME, www, and the value is this. Whenever I'm building something new, I reduce the TTL to 1 minute. Why? Because TTL means time to live. The way domain work is it replicate around the world, and each place where it will be cached, they will be told how long they will cache it. So if you have a low number here, that means if you have to change this setting, you won't have to wait for 24 or 74 2 hours. There is no guarantee though. Each of the cache will work in different ways. But anyway, what you have to remember is this, and then a low entry. And once we are done with all the setting, we will increase it to a higher level. So it has detected the change. It will also apply a SSL certificate here. it's asking us to create a record. Name will be this, and then IP address will be this. So let's go here. Again, when you go there, there will be an A record. Then it will be at, and then the number will be this. We will do the same 1 minute. It will take a couple of minutes to configure all this, but we can run our website on this URL. So let's go there. Perfect. In just few minutes, we was able to build a professional looking website, and it's working amazing, right? Yeah. So this domain is also configured. So this is how you can add a domain. Let's go back. So we have covered all the different pieces here. Now let me show you some of the project that I have done using V0. So I have built a website named CareerLeap. Many pages. We have integrated that with a payment plan as well. And then I will log in with a test account. So when you go here, you will be able to create your profile, projects, and then a professional journal. And once everything is there, you can use that information to analyze the job that you want to apply, and then it will create a custom resume for you. So I use V0 to build this entire application. You can see that I'm on fork number 20 here. And as I was saying that I would create a fork, I will ask it to understand and then make changes. So here's the code. It's a typical Next.js application. There's some API that goes through that use OpenAI to do a lot of analysis, a lot of other things. Then we have a similar type of blog pages here. And then a lot of component. And then these are the blog file. These are all MDX files. The best thing is I can edit them using Obsidian. All right. Now, there are so many versions that I have worked on. This is another. Please go through the code, understand what this application do. Once it understand that, then I will ask it to make some changes. So here's, I was asking it to make a blog, MDX based blog, and it took several iterations. You can see that only the pricing page used the marketing nav. So there were some changes that I was asking, because once you have the blog, you want to display when you're logged in or not logged in, while other pages are only visible when you are not logged in. It is one of the bigger project. I spent like 2-3 months building this. And later I brought this project in Visual Studio Code because, as I was saying, it connected to my GitHub repository. And then later I was able to open Visual Studio Code, open this project, clone it, and then worked on it. Another project that I have built using this is the Part-Time Founder. This is one of my ambitious project where I want to bring all my 500 posts that I have created in Medium, LinkedIn, and different places, my newsletter. So I have created a lot of content in the last 3 years, and I want to bring all of them under these categories. So it is a really sophisticated blogging system using MDX file, where there's a category-based search, then there is a word-based search. So let's say guide. So anywhere I have guide, then it has a tag-based search. So it's very sophisticated type system. So CareerLeap is an application which help you with the job, your primary job, get a job or grow inside that job. And then Part-Time Founder help you find some additional opportunity using the skill that you are learning. And I've divided all that into 5 different buckets. These are the things that I have done myself, and I've wrote a lot of content, plus I have a lot of experience around. So that's why I built this website. Then there is a free tool section, and I was using a lot of other websites for things like that. So I built my own, all the tools here using AI, and now I don't have to go different places. So how I made this, This is fork number 3. Based on what it's saying, would you like to ask for your suggestion, whatever comes to your mind about adding, removing, etc., to take this website to next level? I use this a lot. It's almost like you have a business analyst or marketer or a product manager and said, tell me, what do you think about this next iteration? And they will come up with many different type of suggestions. Some of them you may like. Thank you. We'll implement them very soon. Then this is where I was asking it to create a blog post. And then I had some idea. So my content creation process is I would record something, then I will go to ChatGPT or Claude to convert that into a more holistic article, and then I would give it to here in this particular case. So that's what I did. Image to the blog. Can you change the new blog post date from this? For the content creation page, should we change it from dev content to simple content creation? So now it was about changing different wording. So here you can see before I ask, I had a long thinking process, what I am asking, why I'm asking, the changes and everything. So this is a very detailed instruction that I have given to it. And then based on that, it make changes. I can also try to show you the previous copy. My initial prompt was this: responsive landing page, hero section. Before I created this, I had a conversation with ChatGPT. I shared the high level idea that I was looking for. And then there was a lot of back and forth around what I want, what I don't want. Now, one of the things that you will see here, that it detects the changes outside V0 and it try to sync it. And it's been doing that for a long time. So what happens is this project is connected to my GitHub. I opened that project initially in Cursor and then Visual Studio Code, and I use those tools to edit, and then it has been keeping up with those changes. Finally, let's go to one more project that I have built using V0, and that's called Funny Answers. And I have been building this page by page. A lot of changes have been made, a lot of addition have been made. So recently I built a ZenZ directory, and I think if I go all the way up, I want to add a comprehensive ZenZ slang dictionary. So I gave my requirement. So this is almost like you already have a project and you want to add some kind of enhancement, some kind of new features. So you made all that request. Again, first I worked with ChatGPT to clarify what I wanted to do. Then I asked it to make those enhancement. And then one other thing that I did is to have a deep research in ChatGPT and ask it to come up with all different words and then create a SQL. And then I ran that SQL in my database. I might already have that SQL somewhere here. Yep. And then you can see the code. It has an API with OpenAI integration, all different pages. So it's typical Next.js structure. Library to connect with Superbase, OpenAI, all different things, component, and then pages. If you want any more detailed information about any of these projects, let me know. One more thing about Part-Time Founder, that it's content heavy. And here is a blog that use MDX file. I edit my blog pages here. I create them as work in progress copy, and then I would move it to this folder. They will be visible online. I can check in GitHub. As soon as I will check in, my web page will be updated, because behind the scene Versal is constantly looking at my GitHub and updating that. So it's a really good functionality. So if you are building a content heavy website, I highly recommend building something like this. If you want a copy of this code, if you want more detail about how I have implemented, I will be happy to share. Again, I use V0 and Visual Studio Code to build this entire functionality. And I'm really proud that how it worked. The idea is if somebody is interested in freelancing or content creation, they should be able to drill down easily. Okay, all right. So I think we covered everything around V0. If there is any question, any other topic that you want me to cover, feel free to ask me. Please like this video, follow, and if you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. like it and share with your friends so that they can also get benefit from this video series. Let's enjoy this journey and learn a lot. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.